Be upon you. I am teacher Nour from Alfareed Model School. I'm teaching grade 5. Today, inshallah, we're going to talk or to continue Unit 5, Unit 5, and we're going to talk about the function of the prefix this on pupil book page 63 and on workbook page 46. Now, the prefix this. The function of the prefix this. The prefix this is put into the beginning of some words, and it gives you the opposite meaning of some words. For example, the word appear. The word appear the word appear means to be in the sight of someone. If you want to be seen, you just appear in front of that someone. But when you add the prefix this, it gives you the opposite meaning of appear, which means to be unseen, to go away from the sight of someone. Here we have examples like is when you like something. The opposite of like is dislike. So when we add the prefix this to the word like, we have the opposite meaning of the word like. Dislike is when you don't like something. Obey, when your parents or your teacher ask you to do something and you do that thing, you are obeying them. The prefix this gives you the opposite meaning of obey when we add this to the word obey. Disobey means that you don't do what others tell you to do. Or for example, your parents ask you to clean your room and you don't clean your room. So when you don't clean your room, you disobey your parents. Here again, the word appear is to be in the sight of someone. If you want someone to see you, you appear in front of him. But if you don't want anyone to see you, you don't want to be seen by someone, you disappear. You go from the sight. The word agree, when you have similar ideas, thoughts, or opinions with others, you agree with them. It's the opposite of disagree, is the opposite of agree when you have different opinions or different ideas. The word trust, when you believe in someone because that someone is being truthful with you or an honest person, you trust him, you believe in him. But if that person is dishonest and deceitful to you or tricky, you start to distrust him. You don't believe him because he is tricky. So distrust is the opposite of trust. Here we have questions. It has to do with meaning. It's a very important question. Write each word in activity 1 next to the correct definition. These words are in activity 1 on page 63. Now, the first meaning, to go from view, it means to disappear, to go from the sight. View means here sight. To feel that someone or something is not nice is dislike. For example, if you watch a video in the YouTube and you don't like this video, you feel that the video is not nice or not good, you just dislike the video. Here, 3, to have a different opinion about something. If you have different opinion or thoughts or ideas from something, you disagree with that one or with the person. 4, to feel that someone or something is not good or true. When you feel that someone is lying at you, you distrust. So the appropriate word here, distrust. This is the English meaning of distrust. 5, to not do what someone has asked you to do is disobey. When you don't follow the orders of someone, you just disobey that one. Question 3 is very important question because it depends on the context of the meaning. I bring such questions in the exams. Choose a word from activity 2. This is activity 2. I disappear, dislike, disagree, distrust, and disobey to complete each sentence. 1. That pink dress is awful. Awful means terrible, not beautiful. I really gab it. If you see something that is awful, you really dislike it. So here the appropriate word is dislike. The rest of the conversation, I gab, I think it's very pretty. We have here different opinions from the first opinion. The first opinion, the girl finds the dress ugly. She dislikes the dress. The second opinion, She finds the dress pretty, so she disagrees with her. So I disagree. I think it's very pretty. 2. You should never gab your teacher. The appropriate word here, disobey. It means that you should listen to your teacher's orders or instruction. 3. In spring, spring is a season, the snow will gab from the mountains. From the context, what will happen to the snow in the spring? It will disappear, which means it will melt. Now, on workbook, page 46, we have an exercise, very important exercise. Choose, exercise 3, choose a word from exercise 1 to complete each sentence. This is exercise 1. We have these, we put this to these words like dislike, disobey, disappear, disagree, and distrust, and students should know the meaning of these words in order to answer question number 3. Choose a word from exercise 1 to complete each sentence. It depends on the context of the sentences, the meaning of the context. Number 1, does your dog always gab? Asked Fred. Look at the picture. We have here an owner and we have unleashed dog. The dog is running away from his owner, so the appropriate word here is disobey. Does your dog always disobey you as an owner? Asked Fred. The owner says here, no, but sometimes he gab into woods. Look at the picture. After running away or going away from the owner, what will happen to the dog? It will disappear in the woods. So the appropriate word here, disappears. No, but sometimes he disappears in the woods. Answered Ben. Number 2, Susan likes bananas, but she gab oranges. She likes banana, and we have here the conjunction but. It gives you the opposite meaning of the first sentence. She likes banana, but the appropriate word here, dislikes oranges. She does not like oranges. That man is wearing a wig. A wig is a fake hair. So from the context, you understand that the man is lying or is hiding his identity. He is disguising somehow. So the appropriate word here is distrust. I gab him, said Fred. The appropriate word is I distrust him. Imagine yourself, put yourself in the shoes of this man or this person who speaks here. If you see a man that is wearing a wig, you will distrust that man because he is hiding his identity. Number 4, Fred says Paris is in Spain, but I gab, said Susan. Here, Fred says Paris is in Spain, and we all know that Paris is the capital city of France, so it's not in Spain. So here, Fred has different opinion and thoughts from Susan. So Susan, the appropriate word here, she disagrees with Fred. Fred says Paris is in Spain, but I disagree, said Susan. She has different opinions and thoughts from Fred. Upon you again. I'm going now to talk about adverbs of place. As we said, adverbs always tell you more about verbs. Today we're going to focus on adverb of place. Adverb of place tell you where the action was done. An example of that, the monster looked out. Here, out is an adverb of place because it answers the question of where did the monster look. The answer here is out. Here, looked out comes as a phrasal verb, and phrasal verb, it means we have a verb plus an adverb of place. It's a phrase that consists of verbs and adverb of place here. Here we have a question that comes in students' minds. What is the difference between adverbs of place and prepositions? Prepositions precedes nouns, they come before nouns, and adverb of place do not come before nouns, they come at the end of the sentence. An example of that, this sentence, the ship sailed by the rocky cliffs. Here by comes as a preposition. Why? Because it comes before the noun cliffs. Here, this sentence, The ship sailed by. By here comes as an adverb of place because by does not come before a noun. We don't have a noun after by. But here, after by, we have the noun cliffs. So by here is a preposition, and by here is an adverb of place. Again, adverb of place are words, adverbs, that answers the question of where the action was done. Question 1 on page 47, workbook. Read these sentences, circle the verb, underline the adverb. The monster swam out. Swam is the verb, is the past simple or verb 2 of swim, and out is the adverb of place. How can we know? Put a question with where. Where did the monster swim? Out. The answer is out. 2. The ship sailed by. Sailed is the verb, and by is the adverb of place. The monster rose up. Rose is the verb, and it's verb 2 of rise, and up is the adverb of place. The mast fell down. Fell is the verb, the verb 2 of fall, and down is the adverb of place. The ship leaned over. Leaned is the verb, it's a regular verb, and over is the adverb of place. Here also we have a question on the activity book or workbook. Question 3. Choose an adverb to complete these sentences. This is very important exercise. It depends on the context of the meanings. We have here adverbs like the word away, upwards, outside, forward, over. Students should learn the meaning and know the meaning of these adverbs. Away, بعيدا. Upwards, أعلى. Outside, خارجا. Forwards, أماما. Over, فوق. At break time, the children went. We have a gap. Usually at break time, children went outside, which means that they go outside of the class. The whistle blew and the train went. When the whistle blew, it means the train will start. So the train went. After the train start, it will what? Go forward. So the whistle blew and the train went forwards. The boy was scared, so he ran away. He escaped. The plane flew over. Everyone heard the plane and looked upwards. When you hear a plane, you look upwards to see the plane. This is the adverb of place.